Welcome back to SAKUGACAST, the Sakuga Builds podcast, where we do a deep dive into all things Lego, the brick that we love, and some AFOLs love to hate.
What?
No, I mean, I don't love to hate, but sometimes there are things that we disagree with the company that we give so much of our time and energy and money to, right?
If you're hating on the haters, that means you're a hater.
Yeah, no, I'm with them.
Yeah, okay, we're with them.
I'm Daniel Lewa, joined with my co-host Methuselah.
I'm back.
AKA Matthew.
I'm back, baby, and I'm better than ever. And we have some breaking news, guys. Some leaks to cover. I'm just joking. There's no leaks, but
no, it's gonna be good. But first, we should start with our classic segment,
the minifigure of
the week.
Which
I'll go first.
Go ahead. Let's see it.
What?
Let's see it.
Okay. My minifigure of the week is the female Black Falcon Knight
Boy, what the heck, boy?
The Medieval Blacksmith. It's a little different. It's not the craziest minifigure ever, but it just works so well. So if you can't see, it has the very classic Black Falcon outfit from the ancient days of Castle it's an updated version of that outfit. And we've been seeing a lot more of that logo recently.
That looks like Jay
also
from
in the
Ninjago.
Creator 3-in-1. That's not Jay from Ninjago.
Go ahead.
Though the hair is kind of similar. We've been seeing a lot more of these Black Falcon motifs popping up. It's always funny when Lego designers who are fans of certain things like the Black Falcons, or also there are a lot of Bionicle fans at Lego, when they put in references into various sets. So we're seeing a lot of Black Falcons.
Wait, what's Black Falcon?
Specifically, the Black Falcons are a faction of the classic castle theme. So you had Forest Men and the Wolf Pack and a bunch of other ones. And Black Falcons was one of the...
I thought you were talking about the new Captain America, but that was my bad. Anyways,
no, we'll talk about
I got my minifigure of the week, and it actually was also last week, but we did film a podcast, and my audio did not record. But I've really been loving this minifigure. It is actually the First Order Snowtrooper Commander. You can tell he's a commander by his little shoulder pad, and he has the little dress skirt. And I was saying he's super accurate because he looks exactly like this in the movie. So do the other ones in episode 9. So I was building back the First Order Snowspeeder, and those helmets just really stood out to me, and I just was impacted by that, and it helped me be a better person throughout the rest of the week. Do you have any thoughts on that?
No, I think it's a very solid Star Wars minifig. That's it.
It's really cool, and it comes with so many other snow troopers, so you can really just army build with your First Order. Because let's be honest, the First Order troopers in general they just look sleek and cool. They're like sleek stormtroopers that we know, and they're just cool. Let's be honest with each other. Like, come on, mine's a little cooler than yours this week. Let's just be completely honest with ourselves right now.
I don't know. I think this is more unique. This hair piece only came in 6 sets. Only 5 sets in brown, 1 set in black. So that's pretty unique.
Well, I think this Snowtrooper Commander, this is the only set it comes in. So I don't know. I'm not sure.
Maybe so. Maybe
Both these minifigures hail in comparison to what we're gonna talk about a little bit later today. But these minifigures are nothing compared to what we're gonna talk about. But sadly, Vidiyo has passed away. Lego Vidiyo, the theme. May it rest in peace. So I'm actually a really big Vidiyo fan. You have like every minifigure, and I think the figures are super cool. I'm never going to touch the app or any of that crap, but may we just take a moment of silence for Vidiyo.
Yeah, it's more of a purgatory than death, because according to Lego's official statement, they say, here's a clip from it. we've seen a positive response to the launch, but we've also received feedback from people that we could make the play experience across the app, BeatBits Music, and minifigures even simpler. So what they're going to end up doing is pilot new ideas in 2022, then release new experiences in 2023 and beyond. So, wow, I've never seen that before in my time as a Lego fan, where Lego's come out and said, we are putting a theme on hiatus, but we want to bring it back. I just think it's funny that they say that there's been such a positive reception. If there was such a huge positive response to the launch of this theme, they would not be canceling it right now. It's so funny how they say that, but
Yeah.
there's a lot I like about Vidiyo. The figures are so good. S tier figures. They put so much love and care and character into each of them. And even some of the sets that are coming out this fall look very fun.
Well, the thing is that like they say, well, I don't understand about that statement. They said they're gonna simplify like the app and everything. They also say they're gonna simplify the minifigures. I'm like, you better have the minifigures be just as detailed as they are now, because that's the only reason I will put my money into it. But
yeah,
maybe
they say
it's
they
just
just
the
want to.
wording. Maybe just the wording is weird. It was like they said, "Well, we're gonna simplify the figures, video, blah blah blah." But
No, the experience across all the aspects.
oh no.
Not necessarily. So we'll see.
Well, it's just weird because this new wave of videos coming out where they have actual sets now, and they're like already having this statement. Because apparently you were telling me it wasn't selling good at all. So Australia, Amazon was already discounting them.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Like, right when they came out, immediately, huge mega discount. I've never seen that before for a Lego product.
So I wish there would be a discount on some upcoming things, but there never will be a discount on this. But is there anything else you want to say about Vidiyo?
Yeah, I tried the app a couple times, and it is really obtuse. Like, you can tell a lot of care was put in the graphic design, in some of the interactivity, a lot of thought on how you would do this, but wow, it is really slow, and it is really convoluted to try to figure out how to use. Maybe a kid would be able to figure out faster than me. I mean, I'm not much older than a kid.
Wow.
But it's really hard to use. And it's not fun because, like, you scan your minifigure, and then, okay, I'm going to just hold up my phone now. Maybe click some beat bits for some stuff.
Yeah, I never even touched the app once. Like, you're supposed to like make music videos or something. Like, I don't know.
I know they want to do stuff with music and incorporate music into play experiences, and that's great. But if you need to do it in a way that doesn't take you away from the set, but that amplifies the figures and the set. So there's got to be better way to do
They're
that.
just like, oh, what's popular nowadays? Fortnite and TikTok. That's what's popular with kids. So let's make a Lego Fortnite TikTok dance thing. And maybe that's why it's not selling well. Yeah. It's not crazy, unique, and original. But as far as the actual Lego goes, I think the minifigures are awesome. And I think some of the upcoming sets for those were awesome. But that's all I feel about that subject. May Vidiyo rest in peace. The hiatus, quote unquote, will even ever end. Who knows? We'll forget about it by 2023. We'll remember it by then.
I think that it was very valuable, probably for the Lego group, to learn a lot of things, because this pushed them in directions they hadn't quite gone before, minifigure wise, but also technology wise. And so if this whole experience is a learning experience for them, then they can continue to make impeccable figures and think of better ways to integrate technology into their products, then I think that Vidiyo was successful in that way, even though on its own maybe it wasn't the best thing ever.
Well, failures are good for learning. That's just life, But
exactly.
Rest in peace, Vidiyo. Anyways, enough about Vidiyo
for now.
I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited.
All right. Let's get to it. The good stuff.
Every podcast, like, oh, I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this. It's not just me. You've been saying it too, for real.
Definitely.
Anyways, here, I'll put it up on the screen. It is on Lego.com now. The Marvel Collectable Minifigure series. And I'm pogging right now. Even Falcon's throwing a little pizza slice on this picture. This is awesome, guys. Um,
I don't
um,
remember that from the show.
well, he has like these. I mean, that could be Red Wing. That could be like a really small version of Red
Oh
Wing.
yes.
I don't know. But just my overall impressions, like when we first like see all of them, it is kind of what I expected. But what I expected was awesome figures, and then Monogram Bow. Some of them I wasn't expecting much. That's pretty cool. They got some cool pieces, you know. Uh, but what's your overall impression, just overall?
Overall, I'm really excited about these figures. They had so much hype and expectation, and I think for the most part, those expectations are met. And while I don't love every inclusion, there are definitely a few ones that I really would have liked to see that we probably won't see for a while or ever. I think generally these are really beautiful figures.
Yeah, just overall, generally, I agree with that. Overall, something I would change. There's, I would have put classic Loki. I don't know if they knew he was going to be in the show, but I think that minifigure would just be awesome and iconic. Even I honestly think that the classic Loki minifigure would be cooler to have than this TVA trenchcoat Loki, but he's definitely still cool. Something else I would have changed. You mentioned this to me at lunch. Agatha Harkness minifigure as well. I feel like this is lacking villains. I'm not sure what role Thanos Gamora is going to play. If she's going to be really evil or not, but it's mainly like superheroes primarily. White Vision actually is kind of a antagonist in the show. But and there's zombie Captain America. So I don't know. It's a mix, but I feel like it's missing like at least like Agatha Harkness from this show, like a big supervillain like that.
Yeah, no, it's good to get the cons out of the way first, because there aren't many. Some missed inclusions definitely. Agatha Harkness would have been amazing. Of course, you could try to build something similar using pieces from like the Monkey Kid Spider Queen or Bone Demon. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
But also, yeah. So that's one. And then from the posters and trailers for What If, the Ultron would have been so
Oh
cool.
crap! I didn't even think about that. Yeah, we haven't gotten like I haven't seen a really good look of that Ultron yet, like from the show yet. But I'm a sucker for Ultron, to be honest. Um,
So let's get just some of the overview out of the way. There are 12 figures that are coming out, all based on Marvel Disney Plus shows, which is really cool. They're really focusing in just Marvel Disney Plus shows, including What If, Loki, WandaVision, and
Falcon.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that's a 4 shows coming this year, and then Hawkeye will be after What If. But I think they should do this every year, like every 4 shows. Wouldn't that be cool? Like starting with Hawkeye next, they could do Hawkeye, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, like whatever the next 4 shows are. It would be awesome to get another
Yeah.
CMF, and there's going to be four
Well,
shows a year at minimum. So I think that would be pretty dope. But yeah, there's 12 figures. One more general thing. Well, actually, okay, we could talk about Alligator Loki later.
yeah.
That's a nitpick.
So another general thing. Um, I going along with what you're saying with having more of these, I think would be phenomenal, because as we've mentioned before, talking about minifigures and especially Marvel minifigures, that's the best part of the sets in our opinion, are the figures, are the heroes, the villains, because that's what you watch a Marvel movie for. You go there not to see the Mandarin's bumper car, but you go to see Spider-Man, and you go to see Doctor Strange. You go to see your characters and everything about them.
Yeah.
And so having dedicated series for Marvel would be so good, and would take some of the pressure off of the builds, because sometimes they have good figures, sometimes they don't. One thing that was posted on brickfanatics.com today, which is a great website, they had an interview with one of the Lego employees who worked on this, Astrid Grabbeek. That's Danish, so I don't know what that exactly is pronounced. But Astrid, she says, she's explaining why Lego collectible minifigures are more detailed than the regular minifigures. Because if you look at these Marvel figures, they're way more detailed than most of the figures we get in the sets. So she says, we will do a lot to make them stand out and be very unique, very exclusive. What you get here is not something you get elsewhere because they're small pieces of art. They're not part of an impressive and large model. They're on their own. So we put a lot of focus on giving them this exclusive and unique appeal. So I love that. They recognize that how desirable these can be and really put in the effort to make them little small pieces of art.
Yeah, that totally makes sense for sure. But like you said, with superhero things, like with Marvel's and DC superheroes, we're going to the main thing of the sets is the characters. So that's why I think a CMF like this is long overdue, because we really want these. But on the same hand, that could take away from regular sets, because I'm looking at the Spider-Man, the Sorcerer Spider-Man, or he on the website he's called Monster Hunter or Zombie Hunter Spider-Man. He might be in the zombie episode, but he has side leg printing, crazy details. It's like, bro, I just use. I'm taking the cape off and using that as like my main Spider-Man for sure. Like, or this is so good, like literally, bro, because literally you can get multiple of these bags for $6. You can have the Sorcerer Spidey, the regular Spidey, have those super detailed things. But the only downside to that is it does take away from minifigures included in sets. Like, now I have regular Vision right here, and he doesn't have any side leg printing on like this white Vision does. But that's the only bad part about them being super detailed, because it's super crazy cool detailing here.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, because if you look at any of these and then you look at some of the other figures and sets, it's like, those ones are serviceable. But yeah, you can pick these up $5 in America coming September 1st. And I like what you said, like, you can get multiple. You can use the parts to replace Spider-Man in your other sets, or Bucky in your other sets. So we have a tier list maker prepared, and I think we're going to go through from what we think is the worst to the best and talk about each of these figures in depth individually.
For sure. I just put this tier list maker together. I'm going to link it down below if you want to make your own little tier list of these figures. And with a grain of salt, obviously we don't have these yet. So this is just based on pre-release, based on the photos, really. Like, we haven't had hands-on, built them, anything. I think we should start. Do you want to start with your least favorite or most favorite of these?
No, we should go least favorite, worst to best.
It's hard for me because I have two least favorites, and I think they're on like the same tier. I don't think one is worse than the other, because they both have like one good thing about them, which is their hairpiece, really. And that would be the two in the top left here for me. Sylvie from Loki and Monica Rambeau right below her.
Really, that's
it's just, we'll just look at them, because there's nothing that stands out besides their hairpiece. Like Monica Rambeau's curly hairpiece, I've never seen that. That's super cool. And then Sylvie's super unique little horn headpiece. The rest is like, I mean, they don't have any like detailing, which makes sense for their costumes from their shows. Like, Sylvie just has black pants, but even if you look at Loki over here, he even has a little crease in his pants, which is cool. But I would put those two out of all of them at the lowest.
That's tough, because I love Sylvie as a character in the Loki show, and I think the figure works well. It gets kind of the big hair going on and the horns with the broken horns. And she comes with an alligator meant to represent Alligator Loki without the horns, so I guess you have to paint some on.
So that's the thing, though, is I think they should rather I don't know if I'm alone in this assessment, but I think it would be better to not include the alligator rather than include an alligator without any horns or anything. Actually, it's kind of cool because the good thing is I could think of two pieces right now, two golden pieces that I could put on top of it to kind of make it look like the helmet. I don't know why they didn't do that. There's like plenty of. Maybe they didn't have the reference
Budget.
material. They didn't want to risk it. But then why would you just throw the alligator in there? Because why would you just want a regular alligator?
Yeah, and I believe it's a new alligator mold.
Yeah, that's
too.
the weird thing. Like, at least there's a brick
I'm
on
sure
it. I don't know.
I'm sure they would use it for other things. A lot of times that happens where CMF stuff, accessories carry over, so
Yeah,
it could be in a friend's
maybe
set
they
or
didn't
something.
know what the official end one would look like. It's new there'd be alligator, so they left the stud on top so you can make your own. But so that is kind of cool. So I'm not going to complain about that too much, but it is
The
odd.
green, yeah, the green dagger is an interesting choice too. Because in the show she has daggers.
I think
They're not
she has like
bright
this main
green,
sword.
right?
She has like this main blade. You know, the hunter tosses to her to behead the timekeeper. Spoilers, but I think it's like dark green or faint green. I'll have to look it up, but it's definitely not like that, like bright green like that.
It's a sword. It's literally a sword with a gold hilt and a silvery blue or silvery green um, blade.
Uh,
Huh.
um,
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah. So Loki has a dagger, but it's gold and silver. Sylvie has a sword that's gold and silver.
yeah.
So this, yeah. So there's some weird things going on with this figure having a green, bright green
That also,
sword.
yeah, kind of
right?
lowers it for me because like seeing that sword is kind of abrupt. Like, what? I never saw that in the quote unquote in the show. I don't want to be like a purist that much, but it is based off the show, so you kind of have to a little bit. Um,
I wouldn't put this as in D tier. I'd put this C tier though,
you put this in C tier. So
because the alligator and the head, the hair are so nice.
how do you feel about Monica?
Yeah, well, her character in the show was like didn't get to do much. The hair is so cool, and I love it. It looks so accurate to the show, and it could be used for any kinds of your own figures. That's one thing I'm glad we're seeing more and more of is unique hair, especially unique female hair. We were Bricks and Minifigs like a month or two ago. We're looking at the hair pieces, and they're all just like Agent Trace hair recolors from Agents. And so it's awesome that we're getting more of those. But that's the only thing unique about that set, or I mean, about this figure. The pants are unprinted. You have a nice printed shirt, but nothing crazy, and a little helicopter.
The helicopter is
Yeah.
definitely really cute. It's definitely a good accessory because it's an homage to the show. You remember that. It's really cute. I think that's a
Yeah.
good accessory for sure. My main problem with the figure is that this figure should have been like not done now. It should have been Agatha Harkness to represent WandaVision, and then this minifigure because it's somewhat reminiscent of her character's Spectrum in the comics, and kind of has that little faint V design, but that's kind of just a little nod to that. It's not her full costume, obviously, and we're probably going to see that in the Marvels. So I think they definitely should have waited on this one for the Marvel set and got like an Agatha Harkness, who I don't know if we're ever going to see her again. Maybe, I don't know. She's like pretty
I
much
hope so.
just for that show. So, but the hairpiece is really carrying the set, and like I don't know if I'm privileged in this assessment, but it's like if Lego's really trying to be diverse and inclusive, they need more hair pieces, skin, different diversity like that, instead of just doing, oh, here's a rainbow minifigures. If you want to be more inclusive, have awesome, beautiful hair like this. I really like that. So I don't know if that I'm alone in that assessment, but
Yeah, I think it can be used for a lot of sig figs, everything. So I'm really excited for that.
yeah, like
But I do think there is a figure here that's worse, the worst one of all of them.
really,
Yeah,
what's the worst one?
and that is Bucky.
Bucky.
There is not a single unique thing about this guy. He has arm printing. He has a nice outfit, but it's a hairpiece that we've seen a ton. It's an okay face print. There isn't, his only prop is a dagger.
Yeah, a little knife.
So and a Captain America shield, another one for some reason. So I think there's nothing about him it's nice. And if this is the worst one, that sets the bar high, right? So I really don't think that he is better than
I don't
any
know.
of the other ones on here.
It's just
Why do you like him?
Well, I just like him because he doesn't like way pop out like way crazy. He's just like overall solid. Like overall, you passed like because he looks. This is exactly how he looks like. Like they couldn't have made it any more accurate, I think. So I like that he comes with a shield. You get more shields. It's just an homage to. He was practicing with the shield in the show, and also Bucky Barnes does become Captain America in one storyline or in the comics, but that's not representative of Falcon and Winter Soldier. But I just think he was overall solid. But I can see what you mean with he doesn't really have anything like new or crazy. His metal arm is super cool, though we can't see it too well here, but the torso is what pops out because you could even take out that metal arm and put it on a different minifigure.
It's by far the best Bucky Barnes figure we've ever got.
Yeah,
Easily. I'm looking at some of his other ones, and it's definitely the best. But in comparison to the other figures,
yeah.
series.
The average of our opinions, I could agree with you. I'd put him at the top of C tier.
Okay, let's put him there for now. We'll see where we go.
He's just too solid, in my opinion. Like, there's no like inaccuracies. Like, Sylvie got the green blade and a crocodile. Like, for really.
Okay, I see what you're coming from. So there's not as much awesome about him, but there's also nothing bad about it. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. He's just overall solid. But
yeah.
so
No, I agree with that.
should we put Monica at the bottom of C tier
Yeah.
for now? But really, I do want that minifigure. Like for the hair from the helicopter from the show. It's really cool. Even though I could just build that
Yeah, I
right
think it's
now.
great. Yeah.
Next worst is for me. I'm looking at Loki maybe, but he's a tier above these guys for sure. But I'm kind of looking at Loki right now. What about you?
Yeah. I would say this is tough because for me, the Spider-Man is he's okay, and let me explain. So the Spider-Man is awesome in a lot of ways. He has printing everywhere. Side leg printing, which we never see. Arm printing, and beautifully done chest and leg printing. The head looks great. Capes, fun. It comes with a bonus head and hair and web. There's not a single new piece as part of this, and there's nothing about it that is extremely special except for the added details.
Right. Yeah.
What do you think?
The detailing. It's like the perfect Spider-Man minifigure. It looks like a. It looks like a mock someone. Like people are always painting these mocks on Instagram. They're like extremely detailed, like printing, side printing, everything. So it kind of looks like that. Also, Zombie Captain America kind of reminds me of that as well. But we'll get to him later. But he's overall super solid, like Bucky, but a little bit more. And he comes with a web piece and Peter Parker's face and hair. And I just feel like he's going to be super dope in the show as well, like Sorcerer Supreme Spider-Man. I could definitely agree that because everyone's so good here, we got to like do someone,
Yeah.
But I would say he might be above Loki. I don't know. But they could be on the same tier.
Yeah, that's possible. Well, let's talk about Loki. So, I love the Loki show. It's my favorite of all the Disney Plus shows so far. And I love the character of Loki in the show. I think the hair here works perfectly. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if we've seen that hair before.
Maybe, but it looks like really new.
Yeah, his outfit is spot on. They have even the collar right for and the sock tie,
Yeah,
TVA belt,
yeah.
TVA mug. It's so solid and so representative of how he's in the show. What's interesting is the accessory he comes with is a frog, a new frog that we've never seen before, painted as Thor with a little Thor hammer. Wow.
Yeah, it's really. I mean that. I mean, I
It's
loved it. I'm glad it's not just a frog, like an old frog piece. I'm glad they actually put the Mjolnir and armor on it. Um, it's not. I don't from the show because people are saying it's Throg, which is like the frog Thor. But
hmm
there was a number on the jar in the show that was a comic number that was referenced just to one series where where Thor was turned to a frog for a little bit. So Throg and that are different characters, but it still
Oh,
was a frog in a Thor costume. I don't know his head because it looked just like a realistic frog, but with
yeah.
everything on. But this guy got a big cartoony head, but it is cute, and it is definitely something I'd want to have. It's definitely better than well, the alligator looked more realistic. This just looks cartoony. I don't know, man. But I
I mean, if you look, I'm looking at pictures right now of Thor Frog in the show, and I mean, he is standing on his two legs with the cape and with the hat
you're
and
right.
everything, so
You're
it's
right.
pretty cartoonish.
He is missing his helmet, but that just would have been a lot. No,
Yeah.
that's a super cool. I'm glad they included that. They were allowed to, and you're right. Like
Yeah.
I think he might be above Spider-Man. Just I'm looking at the detailing on the the belt, the sock tie, trench coat, and then the creases on the dress pants are yeah that middle part hair yeah. So I think they're the same tier, him and Spider-Man, but
Yeah.
he would be above him. So
Yeah, just barely. I mean, Spider-Man is awesome, but
I definitely
this is
agree.
just so out there.
But yeah, like it's an interesting tier list because it's not a huge gap between anybody whatsoever. It's like kind of hard to choose honestly
hmm
because they're all so good. Um,
Yeah.
or this is just
Usually in CMFs, there's there's some really clear winners and there's some really clear ones that aren't as nice. So the fact that all of these are so nice is a
it's
testament to
crazy, bro.
the
Like I wonder
designers.
how like they're gonna sell like. What if they get sold out? I don't. Maybe it's just because I'm a crazy Marvel fan and Marvel's my favorite Lego theme, and this is minifigures are my favorite that I'm like freaking out right now. But like, there's no flops here. Like the
Yeah,
worst ones, I still want, in my opinion. The worst ones, in my
honestly,
opinion.
yeah.
But yeah, you're
Maybe
right.
even multiples of for the cool pieces and hair pieces and stuff.
You're right that CMFs have like some like ones you just don't want whatsoever. Um, so if anybody
Yeah.
thinks like me, they're just gonna want to grab a whole box of this. Yeah, CMF. Not honest.
Honestly, and I think it will do pretty well because of how popular the Disney Plus shows have been and how nice these figures are.
Yeah,
I think it'll at least do better than Looney Tunes. I think that's a safe assumption to make.
yeah. Looney Tunes. I don't even. I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
we don't.
I'm kind of looking at Star Lord next. I don't know about you.
Really?
Well,
Oh,
like it's hard to choose
that's
out of like
hard.
what we're like for next for me. Maybe Scarlet. And the only ones that would be like it would be Captain Carter, Scarlet, or uh, Star Lord.
I would. I almost think Star Lord should be A or S tier.
I mean, he is
So
pretty dope.
let's maybe let's not talk about him
He's
yet.
pretty dope, but like Wanda's cool, but the helmet looks a little off to me. It's like, the way it's molded into her hair. But look, she got the gloves, the pants are accurate, everything's just perfect. I don't, I don't know.
I think okay. I think out of the remaining ones, I would do Scarlet Witch next. Not saying she's bad; it's really good.
Yeah,
But okay, here's why. It looks like it's not a dual molded hairpiece. It's painted, so you can
uh,
see that the crown is just painted on, which looks a little, you know, it doesn't look as nice as dual molded, but it still looks like how it does in the show. It looks great, and the shirt or the torso and legs look phenomenal. Dual molded arms, that's awesome. and then power blasts. So not really any unique accessories, but solid figure. But yeah, that's what I would put next.
Yeah, I don't know what you could have included. Maybe like a dead Vision head or something, like when Vision's like
Yeah,
gray.
that would. Yeah.
But literally, I think I seen someone who got the figure early. I was wondering what her backside of her face is. I think it's red eyes, and she's angry because this smile doesn't really fit her show all too much. I mean, she does when she's in this
No, look,
uniform.
you can see.
We can
You
see.
can see that on Lego's pictures. You have the one where they're all flying, and it's like a straight face. And then when she's just standing next to her symbol, she has a big smile.
Oh yeah, the red eyes. I
So
would
it's happy
I'm
face
keeping
symbols.
it on this face for sure. Look how beautiful this figure is, though.
Yeah.
But you're right about the paint. It's not dual molded. Maybe that's why it kind of is like sticking out to me because I think look how better Sylvie's looks right here.
Oh yeah, you can. There's a clear quality difference.
She's one of the ones I most want, but out of the ones that are left, we kind of have to do it at this rate. But maybe we could put her at A tier, bottom of A tier, maybe.
It's gonna be a big A tier
Yeah.
and a big S tier.
Do you agree with that? Bottom of A tier.
Yeah, I mean, I would even put her maybe top of B tier, but
She's just
Okay,
too
we're-
good. I have to, bro.
Okay,
I
but-
have to.
bottom of A tier.
Oh my.
It is really good.
It's just it's hard.
So, oh my gosh, what's next?
Captain Carter, probably.
Okay.
I would say.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Captain Carter. This is such a cool figure, and I was a little worried at first. Oh, they're including Captain Carter here. I think they're actually calling Captain Britain in this one, and then in the Hydro Stomper set they have another one of her, but they're very different. They have totally different hair pieces, totally different prints on the shield and on the torso and legs. So this is definitely justified, and I love this hair piece. It's so retro feeling, you know.
So I'll pull up the two minifigures because that's what I had that question beforehand
Yeah.
too. I was like, because we had the what if photos before the for the Hydro Stomper, we had that before the CMF pictures. But here's the comparison, and yeah, the Union Jack is silver. She has no pants. See, I would just want to get two of this figure and put the new pants on this one as well. But one thing I don't really like is the Tesseract that they use is like two translucent bricks, but the one in the Hydro Stomper is like the Tesseract piece. It's like a cube that's flat on top, which is definitely better.
It's a Minecraft. It's a translucent blue Minecraft. It's a creeper head, isn't it?
Oh my god!
Or skeleton head?
Yeah, it's literally the piece for Minecraft. But
Yeah.
it's gonna be dope. Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna be in the show. She's gonna start out with like this blue suit and then go to the more colorful one. But I want both of them. So is the hair different?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
The one in the Hydro Stomper is one that we've seen a lot, but this one I've never seen before. I just tried to look up, and I really don't think we've seen it. It reminds me of how she looks in Captain America. The movie.
Yeah, it really
Just
it
kind
really
of the
does
very
look
traditional
like,
40s look.
yeah. She's got to be. She's so good. Yeah, we'll put her above Scarlet Witch here, but I think she'd be next. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm looking at Gamora maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not the hugest fan of the Star-Lord, but it is very, very solid.
Okay, well, let's talk about the Star-Lord.
Okay.
So, this is awesome because it's in the show. It'll be what if T'Challa, who in the MCU became Black Panther, what if he instead had become Star-Lord and kind of a rogue scoundrel Han Solo-y type guy. And just based on the figure, I'm really excited to see how that goes because you have like a Chadwick Boseman T'Challa face, which we've never seen before because anytime we've gotten a figure, it's been Black Panther with a printed Black Panther face. So it's awesome that we get Chadwick Boseman, new face print, and hair. I think we've seen that hair before. The outfit looks really nice, purple, everything. The pants are awesome, and side leg printing, so premium. It feels very premium. The helmet is really cool because like the whole front and everything is very similar to the one with Peter Quill,
Mm-hmm.
the a normal Star Lord one, but you have T'Challa's hair out the top
Yo.
instead of Peter Quill's. So I love this attention to detail,
And the
and
purple, it has
yeah,
purple eyes on the helmet rather than, which is more like Wakanda-esque rather than the red ones that Star-Lord has. But yeah, I gotta say that him and Gamora are probably the same tier because they're both. They're all. It's a fusion of four. They're both a fusion of two characters, two MCU characters. They both have brand new everything, and they're both awesome. The hair, the face, the torso, the pants. I think Chadwick might be above her a little bit because she got this whole custom helmet as well with the hair coming out. The hairpiece is cool. The
yeah.
hairpiece looks different from even Falcons too, even though like they're similar esque, but it's a little more, little longer, a
Oh,
little more
that's
curly.
true. I love that, and that goes back to what you're saying about just increasing diversity, because a lot of the times the original Lego Star Wars sets are a good example of this, where you have like three hair pieces, and it just works for everybody, or it's supposed to work for everybody.
Yeah,
But I love how even though these the hair could be using the same hairpiece, they really went out of their way to have two totally different ones that, while subtle, they really add. One is Falcons is like swooped back, but
yeah,
T'Challa's is more kind of curly.
yeah.
That is awesome.
Falcons is like it. Like Anthony Mackie is definitely much shorter, so they did a good job representing it. His hair looks bigger on the minifigure because they have to make a plastic molded piece for it, unless they just paint it on top of the head itself. So his hair looks a little
Right.
more bushy in the minifigure than in the show, but they represent it well, being as probably small as it can get. And then yeah, Chadwick or Black Panther, Star Lord, a little bit longer. But yeah, that's what I was saying. Like if you want to be more diverse, include more a bunch of new hairstyles, new body lengths, skin tones. That I think that's awesome. More sig figs for everybody, more
Uh,
customization. But yeah, I gotta say,
have we seen
go ahead.
have we seen those weapons before? Has Star Lord had those weapons? I'm just
I
looking now
believe so.
because
I believe so.
okay,
They're not
yeah,
brand new,
just
but
making
neither
sure.
is Gamora, so that's why I feel like they're similar tier. But Star Lord's a
Oh yeah,
bit higher. So I think next on our list would be Thanos, Gamora, and then Star Lord. We didn't really talk about her. I think it's just amazing, especially the arm printing. They might be
mm,
even. I'll still put Star Lord a little bit higher, but and her hair is just
yeah.
crazy. Yeah,
This is the hair that she has used before with kind of the pink printing. But it looks really great,
well,
and
it's
her whole
more. It's
outfit
just like
looks
more
really great.
accessible now because I don't have to buy some weird Guardians of the Galaxy set to get the hair, and
Yeah.
like she just looks like a boss. And I might have a little crush on her. No, I'm
Oh
just
my
joking.
gosh.
So I got some ads here, but I'm just gonna scroll back up and put my queen and Star Lord T'Challa.
Yeah, awesome.
Uh,
So we're getting into S tier now, huh?
yeah, in my personal honest opinion, I don't know if you agree with me, but like,
No, I think so. Yeah, definitely.
I don't know how I would order these though. Hmm. I'm gonna say it right now.
Okay.
Ugh. The two Captain America ones are my two favorites. I don't know which one I like above the other, whether it's Captain America Falcon or Zombie Captain America. I'm not sure which one I like more than the other, but those are my top
Okay.
two.
Well, let's talk about each of them. Let's start with the zombie Captain America. So this is super fascinating
Oh
because you
no.
have what looks like tri-molded legs. Where on
Yeah.
the right leg, it's the like the aquamarine color on the bottom, and then the dark blue at the top. And on the left leg, it looks like the dark red on the bottom and dark blue on the top. It's hard to tell exactly. It might be
Yeah, I think they're both
on the
dual
right leg
molded, but one
painted.
is the zombie color. You can't see in
It's
this
hard to,
specific picture, but maybe you
yeah,
could
it's
tell
hard
me.
to tell.
This shit, I love the legs like that. Like, there's been some like that one Fusion Man from the DC pack. He had like half translucent
Yeah.
arm, mixed legs, everything. It's just so cool. Like, I
It is, and there's so much detail too. Not only are they tri-molded, but you have the messy like mud stains and rips and tears. Some of the coolest pants or like minifig legs I've ever seen.
did, bro, like when I heard the news, so it's gonna be Zombie Captain America, I was like, oh, that minifigure is gonna be dope, and it just delivers exactly what I was thinking, which
Yeah.
is just blessed. The look, his one sleeve is ripped off, and the zombie arm one is just completely sleeveless, still has the glove on. This really looks like one of those mocks that someone paints up on Instagram to make it like super detailed and unique. Like even the A on the helmet is like scratching off. The shield just is crazy. Like the one thing is, I'm
Stretch
not sure
marks.
if he's gonna be this cyan bright in the show. His skin tone seems like really radioactive in this picture, but regardless, it's
Probably
like,
trying to.
it's
It might be more of a gray, but I think that for kid purposes, the aquamarine
Yeah.
looks really.
not.
I think this looks. It pops more as a figure and as an art piece.
So
It,
this might be my favorite. I don't. This might be my favorite one out of all. Just this craziness detailing on this. Doesn't come with any other accessories.
So
It
out there.
looks like besides the shield.
no.
But what? Why would you? I don't know what else you want. The cowl, a new cowl printing. Wow. This is just.
I love
crazy.
that you can use the legs for any if you're trying to army build zombies or something. The legs don't have any other symbols or anything on them, so you could totally use those. You
Also,
might maybe switch out to a different torso, but
you could also use this cowl and shield for your Captain America. It looked like he's just
like a
straight out
battle
of
worn.
Avengers Endgame, but this is just this has to be the one. This has to be the one.
Well, okay, let's keep talking about it. So, one of the other ones I say is really amazing in almost every way is the Captain America Falcon, Sam Wilson Captain America, I guess we can call him,
Literally.
because they've gone just all out with him. It looks like a new piece for the wings to
Literally.
hold the wings together, and then the printing on the wings looks so beautiful. The printing on the sides of the legs, on the arms, on the chest, on the legs, it's just yeah, like you said, we see people doing stuff like this on Instagram all the time where they custom print or paint or mold things, and this is finally getting to that. The Lego is catching up to the modders finally, and it's so amazing. It's the same exact shield that comes with Bucky. So that's the only thing I'm like would
I mean,
knock,
it's the
but
same
of
shield
course
in
that's
the
what he
show.
has. Exactly. Yeah, it's the same shield in the show. The hair is really cool. I don't have any of that hair. I don't know if it's new or not. It might be. The face print is cool.
Um, I just want to say this: these wings I think are so perfect for the minifigure. Like, I have that sort of more classic esque Falcon minifigure. He has this more brick built wings, and they're cool. But like this takes up less room. You get the point. They have a little bit of printing. It's perfect for minifigure scale. That new piece just works wonders. This is like one of the ones to get. This is just. This
And
is
I'm
S
looking at
tier.
the old Falcon figures. So you have the one where he's gray, which is the MCU version, and it's plain legs. And I think it's a unique mold for the wings, but they're just gray with the red printing. And then you have a comics version, which is like a Chima angel wing, red one. And then you have the one that you have with the brick built wings. And yeah, none of these figures are super cool in comparison to this new one. Is so awesome. And after watching the show, I have a new appreciation for the Falcon. Or Sam Wilson, Captain America.
He got the buff that he needed in Lego. It's just funny, like, cause he gets his own show, and suddenly in like the game I play, Future Fight, they have all those old costumes as well, like classic from the movies and everything. He's like not that good of a character, and then he gets his new uniform, becomes busted, and that's exactly what happened in Lego form. They really upgraded him here. Yeah, this
Super Saiyan
just is the S tier without a shadow of a doubt.
Definitely. So that just leaves one, which is an interesting one because neither of us really like how this character is portrayed in the show WandaVision, but the figure is so beautiful.
Hmm.
White Vision.
And I'm just gonna put
The,
these two in S tier for now, not sorted in any order. The two Captain Americas, Zombie and Falcon, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, the White Vision figure is like it's this. It's just yeah, because in the show, this is my that same game I was talking about, the Marvel Future Fight. His uniform, his White Vision one looks so much better than it does in the show, and this minifigure looks better than how it actually does in the show because it's lifeless, like that's how it's supposed to be, like a robot, and they didn't have to use makeup. And WandaVision didn't quite have like a big movie type budget, so Vision doesn't really look
yeah.
like what he looks like in Age of Ultron and the other Avengers movies. Um, but in the minifigure form, White Vision's just dope. And not only that, you don't even have to think about the WandaVision because White Vision is a character in the comics during House of M, I believe. So you can literally just think of this as the comic character and like look how detailed and cool it is. This gold just is crazy. They went all out with that printing.
Beautiful, yeah. The work works really well. The gray and almost a little brown and gold and white, just it really all blends together so nicely. The cape, and then the accessory is like a looks like a laptop with translucent blue
Yeah.
keyboard. But what's cool is on the screen, it's got to be a print. They never do stickers with CMF. Is a print of the Westview, which is the city. Spoilers that uh, Wanda possessed, and the whole bubble surrounding it. So I love that custom printed accessory laptop thing. I think
Yeah,
it
they even
works
have the sword
really well.
logo in the top left here. So
Oh yeah,
it's like not really an iconic accessory, like oh, White Vision has a laptop, but it is cool Easter eggs in that, and they could have just not give him anything, so that's pretty dope. But yeah, I think I really put him up in S tier, but I would put him below the Captain Americas if you would agree.
yeah.
Uh,
I would say we that's the order where you have Sam Wilson Captain America because we
uh,
know that it's totally faithful to the show and that it really elevates that character in minifig form to a whole new level. I think that pushes it over the edge with Zombie Captain America, which we haven't seen yet in the
yeah,
show, and it's kind of its own thing, even though they're basically the same awesome quality.
yeah.
That's the order I would keep it.
We're mainly basing it just like off the figures itself, not really the characters of the show. Because if we were doing characters of the show, I put White Vision at like F tier because I did not like that character. But just based on the minifigures, it's
Yeah.
so it is unbiased in that regard. But everyone's list is going to be different, especially when they take their favorite characters into account. But based on the figures, I think we did a pretty good analysis of what pops and what doesn't, and what makes each one unique. And I think I like this list. Yeah, we really came down to it.
Yeah, so here's the ranking as a summary for those listening. It's Sam Wilson Captain America,
Number one.
Zombie Captain America, White Vision, Star Lord T'Challa, Warlord Gamora, Captain Britain, Scarlet Witch, Loki, Spider Man, or what's it called? Monster Hunter Spider Man?
I think it's Zombie,
Zombie
Slayer.
Hunter
I
Spider
don't even know.
Man. And Bucky Barnes, Sylvie, and Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, this.
But they're all great.
Yeah,
They're all fantastic.
and like even the bottom here, this is not like bad whatsoever. I'm just gonna say that. So if you're mad your characters are at the bottom, this is not even bad. I want every single one of these. Um,
Yeah, I'd be interested to hear from anybody who doesn't agree. Like if they have some bigger problems because we weren't really able to find any big problems with this. So
yeah, for
that's
sure.
a good thing when that happens, right? We
Yeah,
don't
for
need
sure.
unnecessary drama anyway.
Yeah, like, if you have a different opinion, I would actually love to hear it. And if you think something's wrong or inaccurate, I mean, you can disagree with our opinion, but it's just our opinion. It's not a fact or anything like that. So if you want to share
Yeah,
yours,
exactly.
if you're listening on Spotify, if you go to Sakuga Build Instagram and comment there, or come to YouTube, whatever, that'd be awesome. But
It's yeah. I always used to salty for the DC Lego DC stuff because especially with the Lego Batman movie, there were 2 CMFs with crazy, crazy figures from all over DC Comics and DC movies.
Yeah.
And I was so jealous because I'm not really a DC guy. I'm much more of a Marvel guy. And I was like, ugh, Marvel's so cool. You have all these cool characters. I really hope they can get the justice they deserve one day. And so finally, I feel like they've arrived at that. And I really hope, like you said earlier, that this can continue in some way, whether it's in the sets or another CMF or something.
It has to sell well. It has to sell well, I think.
Yeah, I think it. And with the rate that Marvel is going, we have 2 more shows this year. Well, What If and Hawkeye. Wait, isn't Miss Marvel this year too? So that would be. Or is that next year?
I know Hawkeye is after What If, I believe. But
I know Hawkeye's this year for sure. But
yeah, that would have been
in any
5
case,
shows.
it's like. Right, and then next year we got a whole bunch more Armor Wars and Secret Invasion.
Bro,
Potentially.
that's my dream. Like, of course, whenever we quote unquote get something from Lego, we're always like, oh, what? I want more. But I will appreciate this and how awesome this is. I'm already like, I haven't been this excited about something like this for a long time because it's really good. So I'll appreciate every single thing about this, but it does make the conceptual part of me is like, oh, they need to do this for every Disney Plus show. Like, just imagine Hawkeye minifigures with Kate Bishop, and then like Armor Wars, and then She-Hulk. Miss Marvel might look better in minifigure form than the actress, but that's a different topic.
Well, and hopefully, I mean, they're definitely going to make sets, maybe 1 or 2 for each upcoming movie because there are a bunch. But
they didn't make any sets for
the figures. For what?
Any Disney Plus show so far. They never made a set yet.
No, but I'm saying I don't know if we would see movie characters in a CMF because they always get their own sets.
Right.
And so I just hope that the figures can get the love that these ones do. Because if you think back on the Black Widow single set, the figures are fine, but it's not up to this level. Or if you look at Shang-Chi sets, the figures are pretty cool, but again, not up to this level.
The Shang-Chi dragon, those figures are pretty bad, I ain't gonna lie. But this is really good step in the right direction. This is a good leap in the right direction. This is a good skyrocket to the right direction. Yeah. This is a good, solar system.
Yeah, well, they've set a new standard for them. Or the Lego CMF Marvel team have set a new standard for what characters can be and figures can be. So it's tough because I think from here on out, we're going to be comparing any new Marvel or any figure to these. Like, well, why don't they have the same quality? And of course, we can whine about things all day, but at the end of the day, we can just enjoy that we got these, and whether or not we get figures at this level again. Maybe we'll get even cooler ones in the future. Who knows?
Yeah, I'll still appreciate all my old Marvel figures. Like, I'm looking at a lot of them now. There's really, really cool ones. Ultron's detailed, Iron Venom. These will just enhance those figures. So, but more things to become will be awesome. If we get a Venom minifigure of this kind of detail, I'm not sure what it would look like with full-on printing everywhere, but that'd be pretty dope. Anyways, do you have anything else to say about this?
No, yeah, that's it. I've said it. I've said it all.
I am excited for Zombie Captain America. I'm just gonna say that right now. I think it's because I'm a sucker for like zombies and like that kind of dark mystical stuff too, which is why it's like Captain America plus that, which is epic. But what's the one you're most excited for?
The one I'm most excited for, the one that I just want to have to like display, I think the Star-Lord. I just love the color so much. It's so cool. I have to say Star-Lord T'Challa is the one I want to get the most.
It's dope. It could be like here, honestly. But yeah, if you want to make your own tier list, I'm gonna link this, and do what you will with it. But with that being said, please tune in next week for the SAKUGACAST, and we'll have more tier list fun every single week.
Yeah. Well, okay. One more thing.
Oh, okay. It's like a Nintendo
because
Direct.
just I wish. Oh, we're gonna hear to reveal an exclusive new figure. No, but I think going back to summarize, because we talked about video at the beginning, and now this, we can just look at the trajectory of Lego and Lego figures specifically. I know both of us were big minifig fans, and just seeing the path that we're on and the progress that we're making. Video has some of the coolest molds and figures for minifig, prints and everything for minifigures, and now this, and Ninjago is kind of getting in on that too with stuff like Kalmar, Benthamar, just really cool, unique figures. Monkey Kid could learn something from having more diverse, or a variety of characters. But I just love to see that trajectory, that trend, that we're trending in that direction, and I hope it continues. We can keep seeing such cool figures to use and collect and everything.
Yeah, the more that Lego realizes that minifigures are like the Funko Pops or the collectible for a lot of people, and they love all these characters down to this one format, and that's why they care about them so much.
Yeah.
The more love they'll put into them. So show the love and go purchase a booster box of minifigures, Marvel CMF, and let's just take this moment to just really appreciate it, and also let's take a moment of silence for video.
We already did.
Alright, that'll do the trick. Please follow Sakuga Build, guys, and follow Sakuga Build's on Instagram.
Have an awesome